What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title's going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Says Mamdani, and this is from Newsmax. Says Mamdani supports abolishing ICE. New York City, Democrat, socialist Mayor Mamdani says he supports abolishing, ICE. And it's definitely, pretty crazy. This video definitely got a lot to cover and definitely, to go off on. But I want y'all to check out some of the clips. I know a lot of y'all don't like the view, so I actually, took it upon myself to do it a little bit better, but just put the clips in instead of what he's saying, because I don't feel like playing the whole video. I'm not even gonna lie. This video in particular, I couldn't find this clip. You got Officer Tatum here, and part of this clip of the view, and it's definitely crazy, how they go about and make a lot of things out to be just bad. And I feel like a lot of it it's more so to get people hype. And it's even sad on the simple fact that you have other people from other places hyping this up to get, not only people in Minnesota, hype, but others around. Check it out right here.
Let's talk about the unfortunate situation unfolding in Minnesota since the fatal ICE shooting of Renee Good, which you bluntly called a murder. The Trump administration is reportedly readying troops for deployment and investigating the Democratic mayor of Minneapolis and the governor of Minnesota for impeding immigration agents. How are you reacting to everything that you are seeing? And importantly, do you worry they'll target New York and you?
Look, I think first, I don't know how else to describe what we saw in Minnesota. People ask me, why did I say the word murder? I asked them to look at that video and tell me what they would call it. Right. And we are being asked to not believe our own eyes.
If you look at the video, you'll see that is defending yourself. Like I say to anybody, I would say this to anybody, y'all. If somebody is trying to do that and they're in a vehicle, especially you're a law enforcement officer, if y'all watch different, I'm telling y'all, I don't get it. A lot of this is because the hatred for President Trump. I'm gonna say that's it.
It's time to be truthful with people. It is terrifying to see what's happening there, and it's terrifying to see all of this happening in the name of public safety. And I've said this directly to the president, that these ICE raids, they are cruel, they're inhumane, they do nothing to deliver that public safety. Right. In fact, what they do is leave a sense of fear amongst so many. Correct. And I represent a city of 8.5 million people. More than 3 million New Yorkers are immigrants. I'm one of them. And what we've seen this administration do is transform.
They're not illegal. Why are you conflating legal and illegal? That like you guys should be able to see, like, all jokes aside, you should be able to see the manipulation in what these people are saying. Why are you conflating illegal and legal immigrants? Legal immigrants don't get deported. People may be detained, but they will be released if they're inappropriately or inaccurately detained. They don't get deported if they're not illegally in this country. Stop lying. And it's funny that you could talk about ICE's involvement, but you won't talk about the people who are bludgeoning ICE agents, shooting them, assaulting them, damaging vehicles.
Exactly. And that's truly, I'm looking at my notes here. That's truly, what I mean. That's truly what I mean, with a lot, when it comes down to it. And it's wild to me, and we're going to get into more of it, but it's wild to me on how they're acting with this whole ICE situation. But are we not going to talk about, the Biden administration, Obama administration? We're not going to talk about, any of that. That's what I truly have, an issue with when it comes down to it. Anything that President Trump does, regardless, anything, they have a problem with. And it's sickening that they do that. This right here, and I'm going in order because I'm about to start calling a lot of stuff out. But this is right here, him saying that he's in support.
In light of recent events, there have been renewed calls from prominent Democrats to abolish ICE. I want to know where you come down on abolishing ICE and if you believe that ICE has any legitimate law enforcement role.
I am in support of abolishing ICE, and I'll tell you why. Because what we've what we see is an entity that has no interest in fulfilling its stated reason to exist. We're seeing a government agency that is supposed to be enforcing some kind of immigration law, but instead what it's doing is terrorizing people no matter their immigration status, no matter the facts of the law, no matter the facts of the case. And I'm tired of waking up every day and seeing a new image of someone being dragged out of a car, dragged out of their home, dragged out of their life. What we need to see is humanity. And there is a way to care about immigration in this city and in this country with a sense of humanity. What we're seeing from ICE is not it, and we have not seen that from them in a long, long time.
One thing about this, I don't know what it is, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Let me go back. I don't know what it is. This smile, this is, I don't know if it's just that it's just annoying to me. Maybe it's just me. Or if it's just like this evil look that he has, this smile. I don't know I don't know. It bothers me so much when he does it. But my thing is, when it comes down to it, is that it's very, very crazy to me that they're moving and saying this and they moving this way. It bothers me that they're moving this way and what they're saying, about ICE. They're not doing nothing but making things worse instead of just letting them do their job. Like it's been said from multiple people, if you ain't illegal, you're a U.S. citizen, all paperwork is correct, everything's good, they will release you. All this, destruction and chaos that everybody doing, that's not helping. It's not helping at all, and it's getting many people, injured, with them doing this, and it's sickening. This right here, this is Barack Obama's ICE director. This was his ICE director. This is back then, so I don't want, nobody saying this is now. This is back then, obviously. Just listen to what this woman says right here, y'all.
Now, Sarah Saldana, she was the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, better known as ICE director under President Obama. And Francisco Hernandez is an immigration attorney. Welcome. It's great to have both of you with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Sarah, he was calling you out a bit there.
Yes, I guess he was. But let me tell you something that is maybe not clearly known. I have been a law enforcement officer. I was a prosecutor in Dallas. I was the United States Attorney in Dallas. And I think significantly, I think that's one of the reasons that I was selected to be the director of ICE, because I believe in law enforcement. I believe in rational law enforcement. So that is my focus while I was director, and I think we went about it in a good way, given the fact that we had resources that were not unlimited.
All right. So Sean Spicer was saying that under your direction and others, border enforcement officials under the Obama administration, that people weren't allowed to do their job, that the agents felt that they were handcuffed, that they couldn't deport, that they couldn't detain to the extent that they wanted to. Is that fair?
The law is the law. So with respect to detention and all of those things, we were guided by the law. We were not guided by people's emotions or feelings or thoughts. We were guided by the law. We had priorities, just like this executive order has priorities. We didn't exempt people. I guess one could look at it that way, but one could say that about the executive order as well. We focused on serious criminals, and in fact, our numbers went substantially up with respect to the portion of people that we were removing or putting in.
So, more of the story is, just like President Trump and the Trump administration, their main focus is to arrest, obviously you have arrest individuals that aren't, legal, here. But then again, they're arresting individuals that are truly, it's a lot of serious crime going on with these individuals. It ain't like, now I could see, honestly, and I really can't even say that because, you're illegal. That's still, they had an obligation to do what they need to do, with doing that. But I can see if they don't have much people that do these serious crimes and they're not arresting them and they're just, free game. They have arrested a lot violent criminals. That is illegal. Not to mention, there are individuals, again, and I say this, and this is facts, that Tim Walz himself released violent criminals. Listen, violent criminals that has been released, y'all. Back out. So how is that? That's where I'm not getting with, with a lot of people that's, you know what I mean? I'm truly not getting that. And it's sickening that people are putting it this way. It's very sickening. One thing about it, this is opposed to CNN. And this is literally what I be talking about. Look what CNN did when Obama was in office.
Look, ICE raids, controversial. Always have been, always will be.
Not really.
I think
when Obama was doing it, wasn't controversial.
It certainly
you guys
is.
did right along.
Exactly. I don't know if y'all heard at the end, but this individual right here said that CNN basically did ride-alongs with ICE while doing these raids and doing these different things. But now since it's the Trump administration, it's a problem. It's a problem. And that's truly crazy to me. Truly crazy to me. I don't understand it. This right here, this is a Coastal Carolina student basically supporting ICE and is joining Turning Point. So it's definitely lit. What people fail to realize that it's a lot of individuals that are now understanding what is, going on. People are understanding what's going on. People are starting to catch on of what's right and what's wrong, with things that's going on, around them. Not only that, but there are students. There are younger individuals, that are starting to see. Even it can be individuals that truly support, truly don't support, ICE, and they're going out protesting, doing this and doing that. But it just takes that one time for an individual to actually sit down, look at some different things, like, well, this doesn't make sense. Why are we protesting? And protesting for individuals that are not only doing, serious crimes when it comes to a lot of things I can't even say on here, but to be taking money, from taxpayers, doing this. Why are we doing this? Especially out in Minnesota. And there's other places happening, but in Minnesota, you got these Somalians that are literally driving nice. I keep on driving nice cars, y'all. This ain't this is a brand new 2025 or 2026 Sonata or Kia, or man, they are driving Porsche. They driving I done seen somebody with a Lamborghini. I'm telling y'all, one of the Lamborghini SUVs. These individuals do not care. But why are you out there protesting? And they literally doing all of this and causing all this. People are starting to catch on. Check it out right here.
What do you think about my sign? Do you support?
Love the sign. Yeah, I do support ICE in this country for sure.
But you're brown. I thought ICE was racist toward brown people.
No, absolutely not. I grew up in a Christian household, so my parents taught me right. I completely support the police and what ICE is doing. Mm-hmm. If you're not from this country, you shouldn't be in this country unless you get the proper papers and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you have to say for the people who would not support these rapists and murderers being deported from America?
Look at the facts. These people are coming over here, raping and killing American citizens. Just saw a story where some girl got killed and raped and thrown over a bridge by an illegal immigrant, and that just shouldn't be allowed. That could be easily avoided. Yeah, if like I said, we send these people back and they're not allowed to come in our country illegally.
Yeah, so I want to clarify, because I don't think I clarified this earlier. If you come into the country illegally and then you also rape and murder women, you don't get to come back even legally. That's my opinion on it. You lost your privileges, okay? Because women, Jocelyn was 12, you guys. For people, imagine if this was your sister, your niece. It's like, why is this so difficult? Oh, there was no problem when Obama did this. It's just like, And
I truly feel like so many people aren't looking at the simple fact of, like, what if this was your child that had to go through it? Not only, individual, in the United States, but a person that wasn't even supposed to be here in the first place. Just imagine it. Let that sink in. People are not getting it.
Get it.
I saw a stat that Barack Obama actually deported more illegal immigrants than Trump did, and yet people are getting on Trump about it.
Right.
It just shows how much they dislike him. And honestly, common sense, people lack that in America.
Very, very true. Well, thank you so much. Keep it up. You're a part of the Turning Point group?
I am going to be.
You got to join. They're awesome. I need you guys to save.
That's lit. So you have it here. You know, and people are starting to wake up. You got to hear this. Fast forward. This is, you know, Whoopi asking Mamdani, you know, or not even asking, saying, if you can do what you say you can do, you will not only remake the city, but you may help remake the nation. So you literally have, and this is wild, you literally have Whoopi and, you know, some of these other View hosts think that it's okay for Mamdani to change New York. I've never been to New York. I always want to visit. But it's like, how could you when, you know, people are leaving, businesses are leaving, and they're turning the whole, you know, they're turning it. I don't know. I'm gonna show y'all. It just looks odd. Like, it don't look like somewhere you'll want to visit. Truly crazy on what he's doing. Check it out.
You know, it's really nice to have you here. You make sense.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, because it's important, you know. And you know, Joy has given you marching orders, and that's very important. Mm-hmm. But I just want to say, listen, if you can do what you say you can do, you will not only remake the city, but you may help remake the nation. Yeah. So.
Wow.
I got my fingers crossed for you.
I don't want bro doing nothing.
Thanks to New York City Mayor.
You already don't even see. That's that smile again. That's what I was talking about. That's that smile again. He squints his eyes and then I don't know. He's making me mad. But anyways, I'm telling y'all, we already don't want, you know, him messing up, you know, anything when it comes to New York of what he's doing. But I don't get it, y'all. New York City, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, this is bad. This is bad, y'all.
I think we are hearing a song. Come here.
I want y'all to just look.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
I never thought in my life he's gonna be here hearing this in the middle of New York. Good.
It's changing, y'all. It's changing. It says this is at 5 a.m, y'all. Pretty sure this is at 5 a.m. This is sick. Says this is they're praying loudly in the streets at 5 a.m. In the streets at 5 a.m, Manhattan, New York City residents has Manhattan, New York City residents furious. Bro, I'll tell y'all, this is wild. It is wild. It gets even wilder though. You got it right here, and this individual, you know, again, is pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Mamdani says, day 8, we announced over $1 billion to fund childcare. Joy Behar then asks, where's that money coming from? Mamdani responds and said it comes from the state. Says the crowd cheers, and The View laughs. The View panel laughs. Says here they are openly admitting their fraud scheme to the world. Like it's something okay to do. Check it out.
Day 8, we announced more than $1 billion in funding for universal child care.
That was a huge bump, by the way.
That was a huge bump.
Where's that money coming from?
That's coming from the state. And what that does is it allows us to fix universal child care for 3-year-olds and deliver it for 2-year-olds. We actually have a mother in the audience.
It's wild. Definitely wild. Tell y'all, he put an ad out. I'm not even gonna play this ad. I ain't even gonna lie. He put an ad out though, and you know, said on day 8 of our administration, you know, you got their governor Kathy, I announced that at the beginning of the universal child care in New York City, no longer will New Yorkers be forced to choose between starting a family and continue to live in the city they love. This only happened because of you. So, again, everybody's in the comments asking who's paying for it. Well, you know, again, things pop up. You see things, you know, go around. And honestly, I'm not even going to lie to y'all. It doesn't even take much. I feel like people, this stuff has been so openly ever since. Mind you, we seen stuff that was going on, you know, within fraud. But to have, you know, Nick Shirley shed that light on it, I feel like there's so many things that's so open now that they can investigate and do what they need to do when it comes to these criminals and what they're doing. This right here says nearly 70 million daycare and medical transportation fraud scheme busted in New York. Tens of millions uncovered weekly now. Says this is why our debt is exploding. Blue state grifters, again, it's blue state grifters. I'm telling y'all, it's literally all out here. Check it out right here.
We are turning now to the Big Apple, where new multi-million-dollar fraud schemes are coming to light. Just this week, 2 scammers pleading guilty to a $68 million fraud scheme tied to the state's Medicaid home care program. Leah, what are we learning on this?
Yes, Natasha, we've been looking into this. Just this past week, as you mentioned, 2 big cases in court involving millions of dollars in kickbacks and fraudulent billing to Medicaid. And we're talking about another notable case tonight that involves a program called CDPAP. Now, if you're not familiar with that, it is for people who need to be cared for, but they don't want to go to a nursing home. So through Medicaid, they can hire their own caretaker. They get to choose if it's a friend or a relative as long as they go through the process. And while it sounds good, it is also a big target for scammers.
This is a program that is put in place to help care for people at their home instead of having them go in nursing homes.
Attorney John Flynn says while New York's Consumer-Directed Personal Assistance Program, or CDPAP, is meant to make things easier for loved ones who need care, it's also become the target of sophisticated scammers.
The actual program itself is for a good cause, but you have bad people out there who are taking advantage of federal and state money.
Just this past week, 2 New Yorkers pled guilty to a $68 million fraud scheme tied to CDPAP, billing Medicaid for services at Brooklyn-based adult daycares that never actually happened. These fraudsters were, quote, large-scale recruiters who bribed patients with laundered cash and billed Medicaid over $68 million for services that were not provided. New York Attorney General Letitia James announcing a separate $1 million-plus conviction this week, also involving fake billing and kickback schemes tied to the state's Medicaid program.
Bro, all of this is wild. I'm not even gonna lie.
Even in the Hochul calling CDPAP a quote.
One thing about it is that this is absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting for the simple fact that I feel like they so open with it now. And that's why I continue to say that they need to do a lot. When it comes to Minnesota, they need to make that as an example. And people need, you know, it's the consequences. You know, we gotta start holding these individuals accountable for their actions and what they're doing. You got to, because this is something that's definitely not okay. This is something that's definitely not okay. And I truly, I want they gotta get on this. They gotta get on this. Enough with the talk. I'm tired of the, you know, then it comes to the talk, and I know y'all tired of it too. You know, they gotta do something about this. Truly do. Says Americans are now demanding immediate investigations and audits into New York after the state's Medicaid lost a stunning $1.2 billion to fraud and scammers. Says it's literally everywhere. Every blue state has billions in fraud. Most of our freaking debt is fraud. And it truly is. Y'all don't know, it truly is. And it definitely sucks, you know, that it has to be this way. Y'all let me know y'all comments, thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next video dropping tonight. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. I definitely appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do. Gotta give it to y'all. Catch y'all next one.